If you're trying to figure out how to go about selling digital products with no followers, I'm going to tell you right off the bat that the most effective way to do this is going to be with paid ads, right? Paid advertising, whereby you get to skip the line of trying to accumulate followers or subscribers, and you pay to get in front of eyeballs on all the big popular social media platforms or other advertising platforms, okay? You're just going to have to pay, right? Pay for advertising. Now, the thing about that though is if you don't know what you're doing, you could lose your shirt, okay? You really, really, really need to know what you're doing when it comes to paid advertising, because chances are you're going to lose your money, okay? You're going to lose tons of money and not see much in return for it, all right? Because you really, really need to know what you're doing. Sure, you can try to do the whole trial and error and try to figure it all out, but like I mentioned, chances are you're going to lose quite a bit of money. And here's the thing about it: even if you do get a course, right, and some training, which I would highly advise you to do if you're going to go the paid advertising route, even with that, right, and you have that guidance and all that, it's still not cut and dry. It's still not guaranteed that you're going to make money right from the start. The benefit of that is at least you will have some real and proper guidance, right? Provided you're actually learning from somebody that knows exactly what they're talking about when it comes to paid advertising, right? Because as a general rule of thumb, when it comes to paid advertising, when starting out, there is going to be a testing phase that will require, where you're spending money to gather data, right? And during this process, chances are you're going to be, you won't necessarily be profitable, but you are accumulating data that you can analyze and then tweak and test and all that type of stuff until you get to the point where you start becoming profitable, and then you can scale your ads and literally print money, right? For every dollar you put in, you get back 2 or 3, whatever the case might be, okay? So paid advertising is going to be your best bet, right? Or most effective way, right? To sell selling digital products with no followers, right? Now, if you want to put aside the paid advertising and all that type of stuff, if that's not a route you want to go, what I'm going to tell you is that you're going to have to get in line, right? And start accumulating followers, okay? Yeah, and it's not, and don't run away just yet, right? It's not as complex as you might think, right? You don't necessarily, believe it or not, you can actually make sales of, you can actually make digital product sales without necessarily having followers just yet, because once you get on all these social media platforms that require people to subscribe to you or to follow you and all that type of stuff, when you start, everybody starts from zero, okay? So don't let the fact that you have no followers stop you from getting going, because even when you have no followers, guess what? You start from zero, but at some point you start accumulating followers. And how does that happen? Right? If you think that you're only going to get seen if you have followers, then nobody would ever accumulate followers. When you start from zero, your content is going to be pushed out to different people, right, who are not necessarily your followers, right? Your content does not only get pushed out to people that are your followers. And when people see your content, then gradually they're going to start, the ones that your content, if they like your content, whatever it is, and once they see it, then they will start subscribing, okay? But guess what? Even before they start subscribing, right, there is a chance of you making sales to people who have not necessarily followed you or who have not necessarily subscribed to you, right? If your messaging is that good and that perfect, and you happen to land in front of the right set of eyes at the right moment that is looking to get exactly what it is that you're selling, right? They are ready to pick up exactly what it is that you're dropping, all right? You can make sales, okay? And I would tell you that's still going to be the most effective way. Outside of outside of spending money on ads, right? Getting on all these different social media platforms and starting to build your following is going to be, is going to be the way, right? The way to start getting sales. And as a matter of fact, YouTube, all right, YouTube is probably going to be one of the better ones, because unlike say the likes of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and all these. Well, actually, not Pinterest. Pinterest is becoming more like YouTube in that they are more of search engines, right? So if you have no followers, right, no followers, no subscribers, and you start posting content on YouTube, the kind of content that you want to start posting on the likes of YouTube and Pinterest is content with search intent, right? Stuff that people are actually searching for, so you can actually try to rank for those keywords or those key terms that people are already looking for. And you want to obviously rank for keywords that are related to whatever digital product it is that you're selling, okay? So those would be the places that I would look to start, the ones that have, because platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, those are more of discovery type platforms, right? Even though TikTok seems like it might be starting to get, have a little bit of search engine optimization aspect to it, where it's starting to become also search based as well. But that's the key, right? You're on, as far as those platforms go, you want to start posting content that have search intent and try to rank for various keywords, so much so that even if you don't have followers, you have a more decent chance of your videos being found by people who are actually looking for the stuff that you're promoting. Okay, so that would be the way. That would be my suggestion. And don't be afraid to start even with your 0 followers, right? Because you can make sales even with no followers, right? And over time, the more content you put out there, the more people are going to see you, the more the chances are that people are going to actually start following you, okay? And when people start following you, right, they're more likely to be able to come back to your channel and then watch you even more and start building that know, like, and trust factor, right, which would eventually lead to more sales, okay? So that is basically what I'd suggest. Outside of that, there are other online platforms where you could perhaps other online platforms that you could sell your digital products that don't require you to have followers. But trust me, I'm just being honest. They will take the amount of time that is going to take you. They're going to be harder to sell, and it's going to take you a lot more time. As an example, right? You can go post content. You can go post on various classified ad websites, right? Many of them out there that are free, some that are paid. Those are places where you can promote your digital products, right? And a lot of these classified ad sites, they do have different categories, right? So you want to find the right category that relates to whatever digital product that you're selling, and you can go post on places like that. Even on forums, right? Forums, or even groups like Facebook groups and stuff like that. You want to get into forums and Facebook groups that are related to the topic of the digital product that you're selling, all right? And a lot of forums, they'll allow you to have a signature where you can put a link to your digital product, right? And in those places, whether it's those forums or like Facebook groups and all that, you're gonna have to lead with value, right? Sharing, responding to people, being helpful, being a resource, and then posting helpful content. Again, it's kind of a long process, right? But hey, if you don't, that's just another option, okay? And over time, as people start getting to see your stuff, and you build like a kind of reputation in there, then you'll have people starting to click on your bio and wanting to see what you're all about, and which is where, like in your signature, which is where you would have your links to your digital products that you're promoting, okay? So that is kind of a long process, but honestly speaking, I would highly encourage you to go the social media route. Okay, that's just going to be the best way to go about it. A most effective way to go about it, right? Even without paying for ads, right? Is to start building a community, start gathering followers, stuff like that. All right. So that's it for now. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, put in the comment section below. I will be sure to answer. And if you want to learn how to, if you want to learn how to get going, building a following, right? Building a following on the big social media platforms that that really get you results more quickly. Check out the first link in the description below this video. It will give you access to some training that will show you how to do all this stuff step by step and show you how to set up everything with a solid foundation, setting you up for long-term success. Okay? Thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch, and I will catch you in my next video. Ciao.